What's up, guys? Welcome back. Matt here from MyRunTuition.com, coming to you from the road. I'm on a road trip today. I'm going to be on the road pretty much all day today, but I wanted to come at you with my part 2 of the how to protect your gut microbiome video. And also, I want to show you what I'm eating and give you a few tips on how to eat healthy while you're on the road traveling. So first off, what I'm eating, I brought a bag. I've got these little mandarin oranges. These are super easy to peel, just pop in your mouth. Really quick, easy snack. I've got a bag of Fuji apples. These things are super sweet and crisp, really easy to have on the road as well. And then I've got, I already went through a 18-ounce package, so a little over a pound of fresh blueberries, all organic, and that kind of leads into my first tip. I actually can't remember if I mentioned that in yesterday's video, but first off, when it comes to your gut microbiome, as much organic as possible and grow your own food if you can. Get into that soil, healthy organic soil. Let it get into under your fingernails, let it get on your hands, and just immerse yourself in your environment. So if you're not able to have a garden and grow your own food, at least get out into nature, roll around in the grass, play in the grass, have a picnic, sit in the grass, go touch trees, play in the leaves, maybe let one of those leaves pop in your mouth. Just let the environment get into your environment. So much of our society is based around separating us from our environment, and there's so many beneficial bacteria in our environment that we should have on our bodies and within our bodies. So by getting yourself, into the dirt, into the grass, into the woods, that's going to allow some of those microbes to get in and inoculate our gut microbiome and really protect us from outside invaders that we might come across. So every other animal in nature is in its environment, directly. It's not wearing shoes, using antibacterial soaps and bug sprays and all this stuff. Everything else is out in its natural environment, and humans are the ones that are suffering with their health, partly because we're way too sanitary, we're too worried about getting dirty, and we're not allowing the proper bacteria from our environment to be a part of us. So that's my tip number 1, is get into the environment, get into the dirt, get into everything around you so that you've got that bacterial composition within you as well. All right, so tip number 2, stay away from GMOs, genetically modified organisms. GMO foods are not good for the gut microbiome. All right, they can really cause an imbalance. They have pesticides within them, and a pesticide is to kill the bugs, and they have a similar nervous system to us, and that can affect us in the same way. It's just lower quantities, so it doesn't kill us right away, but it can cause issues. So stay away from GMO foods and as much organic as possible. The third thing is to, I guess this is more for parents, and that is for childbirth. Always, when possible, have a vaginal birth. C-sections are way overused today. They're used even when they're not necessary. So, if you're having a child and there's an emergency and you need to do a C-section, then hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But today, they do elective C-sections when they're not necessary. And it's so important for a developing child to go through the vaginal canal and pick up those beneficial bacteria within the mother's vaginal canal. Those fluids get into the nasal cavity and they swallow some of it, and that is what builds up that baby's immune system. So when we take it through through a C-section, it bypasses that whole process. And so that sets that baby back big time as far as building up its immune system within its gut microbiome especially. So vaginal birthing whenever possible. The C-sections just for emergencies, but if you can do vaginal, that is the way to go to build up the next generation's gut microbiome so they can be healthy long into life. And kind of tacking onto that is breastfeeding. So the fluids that get into the baby, the bacteria from the vaginal canal, helps to protect that baby. It's like its immune system for like the first 6 or so months before the baby's immune system can build up and start to protect it. So it needs that vaginal birth bacteria, and on top of that, using breast milk rather than formula to really inoculate that baby, get at that colostrum and get at the beneficial microbes that are within that mother's milk. That is the perfect food for babies, not formula. I mean, look at the ingredients in most of these formulas. It's like corn syrup, which is GMO, just a bunch of sugars and artificial crap that is not intended for a healthy human body, So stick with nature. Vaginal birth and breastfeeding are really going to set that child up to have a healthy gut and a healthy microbiome within its body. And then also I need to mention the amount of shots that we're giving these babies. Some people don't give their child any shots and they are perfectly healthy. And it's just really unfortunate that people are so uneducated about this topic, and for certain reasons. There's a lot of money in vaccines, and people just aren't aware that there are potential risks associated with them. And since 1986, when they took liability away from the manufacturers, the schedule has it's just multiplied, like exponentially. And so now, even without the proper testing and all that stuff, they're just adding more and more to the schedule, and that is not in the best interest, in my opinion, of the children. It can really impact a lot of things, but it can impact the gut microbiome as well. So just get educated. If you're about to have a child, get educated about the potential risks of all of these shots. You may not end up wanting any after you actually do some research. Look into the information that Dr. John Bergman is sharing, that Dr. Suzanne Humphreys is sharing, that Del Bigtree is sharing on the High Wire on YouTube here. Look up these people and just listen to the information. You don't have to, believe me or believe them, but just at least listen to the information. There's a lot of information out there, and Del Bigtree is showing so much, uncovering so much for us that is not talked about in really any media. So it's just important to know, don't be afraid to look into it, even though everybody else says that, it's safe and effective. It's still worth looking into, and then you can make up your mind once you are informed, and then you can do what you want to do. But a lot of people get so defensive and just angry about even the thought of looking into it or questioning it. So it's unfortunate that's how it is, but if you're watching this video, I hope you will go look into that, just to be informed and to potentially help save a child's gut microbiome and any other health consequences that could arise. So hope that is helpful, guys. I think that's pretty much all of the additional tips that I thought of. Who knows, I'll probably think of another one after I sign off of this video. But I'm just gonna be on the road the rest of the day, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments box below. And until next time, guys, always follow your raw intuition.